Welcome to English Podcasts. Relax and enjoy your listening practice.
I think many of us imagine brain health as something mysterious, something that depends mostly on genetics, luck, or maybe expensive supplements in a small bottle. But the more I read about it, the more I realize that the brain is also shaped by very ordinary choices, the kind we repeat quietly every day, especially the food we put on our plate. Recently, I came across research about diet and cognitive health, and what caught my attention was that the strongest result did not come from the famous Mediterranean diet, as many people might expect. It came from the DASH diet, which was originally created to help people lower high blood pressure. DASH means dietary approaches to stop hypertension, and in real life it is not complicated. More vegetables, fruit, nuts, berries, fish, and whole grains, with less salt, less red and processed meat, fewer sugary drinks, and low-fat dairy instead of heavier options. What made the study meaningful was its size and time scale. Researchers looked at more than 159,000 people and compared 6 healthy eating patterns over many years. People who followed the DASH diet most closely had a much lower risk of reporting memory and thinking problems later in life. The strongest connection appeared in midlife, around the ages of 45 to 54, which, made me think differently about timing. Because the turning point for me was this: we often wait until something feels broken before we start protecting it. But with the brain, protection may begin years before we notice any problem. It is not about eating perfectly or becoming obsessed with rules. It is about understanding that blood pressure, blood vessels, inflammation, and memory are connected in ways we sometimes ignore. So maybe the best brain diet is not the most fashionable one. Maybe it is the one that quietly protects the heart, supports the body, and gives the brain a better chance to stay clear, steady, and present for the life we still want to live. And what I find interesting is that this diet is not really asking people to chase some perfect lifestyle. It is actually built around foods that most of us already understand as normal, everyday food. A bowl of oats, a handful of nuts, a simple salad, beans, fish, berries, or whole grain bread instead of something heavily processed. That matters because when health advice feels too extreme, people usually admire it for a week and then quietly return to old habits. But DASH feels more practical. It is less about restriction and more about building a steady pattern that your body can trust over time.